Good day everyone, my name is Christopher Kurt Minyoza and I am the third reporter for Group 3. And my topic for today is all about rules to remember in photography. So I entitled this topic, Photography, Learn the Basics. So basically these are essential rules to remember in the field of photography in order to produce nice results or creative piece of image. So in here we have 5 rules to remember in photography. First, we have the subject. So the term subject in photography relates to the primary object or the primary point of interest onto which the photographer's lens is focused. So in simpler terms, ang imong subject is the main focus of your photograph or ang main attraction sa imong photograph. So it can be a still life, a portrait, a landscape, human interest like adventures, lights, or even distorted figures. So also, it was added here that the subject is usually the sharpest object of photography. So pag mingatag the sharpest object of photography, it means siya ang mas clear, siya ang mas ma-emphasize na detail as the main attraction sa isa ka photo. So next rule is we have the background and the foreground. So in taking a photo of your subject, you should study first the foreground and the background. So the background is the part of a picture that is the farthest from the viewer. Or in other words, it answers the question, what is behind your subject? That is the background. And meanwhile, the foreground, the area that is closest to the viewer. So usually makita natin sa frame, ang foreground is below the subject or the area which is closest to the viewers. So to include more the foreground, di ba ang usual lang ginabuhat sa mga photographers kay moatra sila para mas matagaag emphasis ang foreground o syempre mas ma-enhance ang subject itself and its environment. So what is the importance of background and foreground in photography? So oftenly, makatabang ni siya to put your subject into context. Iyang i-center si subject but not literally. Iyang i-center, it means mas i-highlight niya si subject, mas i-emphasize nila si subject at to make it the apple of the eye sa mga viewers. So later on, maghatag kong example. So the third rule is called the rule of thirds. In photography, the rule of thirds is a type of composition in which an image is divided evenly into thirds, both horizontally and vertically. So mainly, the frame is divided into 3 horizontal lines and 3 vertical lines. So, ang mahitabuan it is divided in 3 horizontal lines and 3 vertical lines, creating 4 intersections. Then, ang mahitabo, ingon daw sa rule of thirds, ang imong subject or the subject of your image is placed at the intersection of those dividing lines or dito mismo sa lines itself. No? It means nga, ang imong subject, directly itunong nimo dito sa 4 intersections or sa lines na created by dividing the frame into 3 horizontal lines and 3 vertical lines. Moreover, even portraits should not set right at the center of the frame unless it is an ID photo. So, syempre, ID photos have formal purposes. So, syempre, it should be at the center of the frame. So, what is the reason behind nga nung i-direct daw, itunong daw ang imong subject dito sa 4 intersections created by the rule of thirds? So it was stated here that because the viewer's eye is naturally drawn to the spaces within a frame and not to its center. So also, to make your photograph more natural, dili kayo siya halata nga scripted. Now later on, maghatag po yung example sa rule of thirds to comprehend it more. So next rule is we have the lighting. Lighting is one of the important elements of creativity in photography. Kaya ginalaw niya ang photo to convey information and more importantly, mas ma-express o maayo ang emotion sa imong photo. So it is a key factor in creating a successful image. Therefore, it is very necessary to control and manipulate light correctly in order to get the best texture, the vibrancy of colors, produce nice results, and the luminosity of your subjects. So when we say luminosity, it means the production of light. How bright is the production of light? So when you say how bright is the production of light, it depends on it is in a controlled manner or depending on the emotion of a single photo convey. Okay, for example, if you want warm, golden light with long shadows, then mag-shoot ka dito sa sunrise or sunset. And on the other hand, if you're wanting a more subtle light or softer shadows, try and wait for a cloudy day. And also, another way to control natural light in photography is through the use of light reflectors. So, utilizing reflectors, it allows you to darken or brighten the scene of your photo. So avoid strong direct light on your subject and dark shadows. And check the lighting of your background in relation to your subject and make sure the background lighting is not stronger than the subject. So syempre, make sure that the lighting is not stronger than the subject para dili matabunan si subject, para mas stand out gyapon si subject sa imuhang photo. So next rule, last but not the least, we have the motion. So motion simply talks about showing movements. So in this rule, you are capturing a moving object but still the level of quality is high. So sometimes when ma-observe na to sa uban photographers kay nag-a-add sila a slight blur of the action sa ilang shot to help them tell a story. So mo ni ang importante today. This is where the photographers gets creative because they are now storytelling in their photos, and that makes it a little static and unexpected, and makonsider jud na very creative in the field of photography. So motion can be captured through the camera. A fast shutter speed can freeze emotion, while a slow shutter speed can make the image appear blurred. So ang kanang shutter speed, it is the length of time the digital sensor inside the camera is exposed to light when taking pictures. So in other words, kung unsa daw kapaspas mo capture ang imong camera without ruining the quality. So if you observe or mas mapansin niyo sa inyong camera while you are taking pictures, na imo tingog na murag nga na siya nga after you take pictures or while you take pictures mo tingog na siya. And I guess isa na siya sa mga functions sa shutter speed. Syempre kung paspas na siya, mas clear ug ma-emphasize ang imong subject while capturing a moving subject. Pero pag hinay na siya, syempre it will appear blurred. So for example daw, a speeding horse can be sharp in a photograph when shot with a fast shutter speed. Yet it can look out focused and blurred with a slow shutter speed. So if you capture a moving horse, napaspas ang shutter speed, mas clear siya, mas gamay ang blur, mas ma-emphasize ang running horse. While pag mo-capture ka running horse in a slow shutter speed, mo-appear gid siya blurred o padaot ang iyang quality. So therefore, the faster the shutter speed, the better. Now to further comprehend, here is the sample picture. So as you can see in this example, there are three basic rules that are being utilized. We have rule number 1, subject or subjects. Rule number 2, which are the background and the foreground. And the rule number 3, which is called the rule of thirds. So as you can see, gibutang diri ang subjects because I think there are three subjects that are being emphasized in this frame. We have the kaning tao or and kaning murag bangka, and then kaning sun. No, it is where our attention as viewers was drawn. Second is the background and the foreground. As ma-observe po nato ang background with orange ang color, and then the foreground behind below the subject and the closest to us, that's the viewers. Ang background behind the subject and farthest sa viewers. And then also we can observe the rule of thirds. So as you can observe, the frame is divided into 3 horizontal lines and 3 vertical lines, creating 4 intersections. And ma-observe nato nga ang subject gitunong dito sa sa mga intersection sa frame or dito mismo sa line created by the rule of thirds, no, by dividing the frame into 3 horizontal and vertical lines. So makita natin na siya wala sa center ang subject. So it is observed that the rule of thirds is applied. So as you can see, dili applicable ang lighting dria and as well as the motion kay syempre ang lighting, this type of image is silhouette. So kanang kung sa silhouette image, dark ang subject and mas light ang background and ang foreground. No, pero mas ma-emphasize gyapon ang subject, klaro kayo. And then ang sa motion, wala man kayo nakita motion diri ang mga waves dili man kayo nga naglihok. Then ang bangka wala kayo sad. So mo to dili kayo applicable ang lighting and motion diri. So to conclude, it is very important to remember these rules in photography, no, in order for us to be creative and to produce nice results. So that would be all, and thank you.